at the same time, right now, I still believe that people, they can't look at their silver and value their silver at spot price. I think they need to look at it and be realistic and say, hey, I've got a 1 ounce bar. I don't think it's worth $21. I think it's worth $23 or $24 right now, and it is. I mean, in terms of value, in terms of what I think you can get for it. So, we have kind of jumped away from spot price being the valuation of how we look at physical silver now.
Yeah, I agree. Hi, everyone. Silver Joker here. Okay, so I'm on my way down to Franklin Street Coin to talk to Phil. He's the owner. And while I was down there talking to him, an amazing silver ball walked in. So you guys get to see that. Also, me and Phil talked a little bit about silver spot price versus the premiums. And you might think you know where he stands, being a bullion dealer who buys and sells physical silver, where he stands on the pricing when it comes to spot price versus premium. But I think the ideas and where he stands on that may surprise you. Anyway, stick around. All right, before we get started, I want to share some exciting news with you guys. My good friend Silver 5150 is having what he's calling a Royal Bullion Black Friday blowout at his Etsy store. I'll leave a link in the description. You guys get over there and check out his Etsy store. He's got some real good deals over there. It's running from today, 11/20 to 11/27, and it's going to go quickly. You know that because he's got some incredible deals on bullion over there, so go check him out. All right, so I'm here with Phil. You guys know down in Franklin Street Coin, and we had a visitor come in. He brought some silver in, but he's leaving with this right here. Yeah, look at that. That is exactly what it looks like. Only 5,000 of them. So me and Phil's going to talk about this a little bit. But yeah, this is what he got.
I would think if you paid a high premium, just like that that rocket coin that just went out of here, if you pay a high premium on that, you would expect at some point to get that premium back, and you're not betting in the fact that silver needs to go up to $100 an ounce to get the premium back.
Right.
So there is some stepping out in terms of just buying silver versus getting into what we call a collector market. And you don't have to step out too far. I mean, there's coins in here that you would really need to stretch out to convince yourself it's worth spending thousands of dollars for something that has less than an ounce of silver. And that would be a stretch for a lot of people. But for some, the collector's market is just as viable, just as strong, just as important to them as the bullion market is, and they feel very comfortable with doing that. So it just depends on your comfort levels.
Absolutely, and it's like everything else. I mean, you have to do what you feel is comfortable for you and your financial health and your going future. Like I've said in other videos, stacking physical silver is not for everyone. You want to protect yourself the way you feel is best for you. I just happen to believe that silver is a very good insurance for my future. And I know I get a lot of pushback sometimes with people saying, well, it's not proven to be a hedge against inflation. It's not proven to give such a return. But to me, it's not always about the return. You're not going to get a return on the ammunition that you buy either. And where's your return there? But you buy it because it provides you with that security you think you are going to need. And also this, real quick, if they doubled the price of ammunition tomorrow, I don't think too many people's going to stop buying it. You know what I mean? If the price went up significantly tomorrow, you would still buy ammunition because you place the value of the security it's going to give you over what it cost you to get it.
Yeah, you're buying a security blanket basically with ammunition.
Right, exactly.
And I don't think you'd see a lot of people saying, oh gosh, it's doubled. I'm going to put all my ammunition on the market and sell it because it can double my money. Because even if you have wads of cash in place of your ammunition, you don't have that security.
To me, it's all about perspective.
Yes.
If you change that perspective just a little bit and see silver more as a security blanket or insurance over an investment, so to speak, and try to, look at it in terms of what return you're going to get, then I think you'll be a lot more apt to think about stacking silver in a way that's going to help you financially than burden you.
And we do have two types of customers really that come in. Some will come in and the same question from both customers could be, what's your price on silver today? Now, there's one set of customers that if that price doesn't meet what they think they should be paying for silver today in terms of an investment, in terms of how fast is what I'm paying today, is it going to increase in value, they might turn around and walk out without any silver. Whereas you have other people that come in and say, what's your price of silver today, is not a question in terms of value, in terms of what the silver's worth. It's the fact of how much am I going to have to pay for silver today is basically what they're asking, and they're still going to buy it. And the issue with that is you have those people that are buying silver on a regular basis. They continue to buy silver, and it provides them not only a sense of a fulfillment of economic, doing something economically to protect money that they've got in their pocket, but at the same time they know long term there's going to be ups and downs in silver, and you can't always just look at silver as a spot price number and feel that it should be or shouldn't be something that you should buy today. If you've got money and you think that you can find some silver today and that's your goal, then if it's 50 cents more, $1 more than what you think you should be paying for it, long term, I think that is offset by the sense of security you get by having it and owning it, and
Absolutely.
owning physical silver. And we all seen over the last probably 6 months now, heavily 6 months, physical silver is becoming a little more difficult to find. I mean, you walk into store in the past and you could find 90%. If they didn't have 90%, they might have some bars, they might have some rounds, they might have some eagles, they might have some of all of it. But today, there's a good chance that they might be out of 2 out of 3 of that, or they might be out 3 out of 3 of that. It just depends. And the physical part of silver, it's not that there's any less out there. I think more people have jumped into the market in terms of wanting to buy it, and it's meeting a demand of a lot more people. And that value that people are putting on it is going to, in the future, regardless of where spot price is, that's going to increase the value of silver because you have that much more demand for it.
I think that's only going to increase, especially with today's atmosphere. I don't want to get too much into politics and the economy and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of people are not happy with the direction of the economy. And so I think a lot more people, for one, are more educated about physical silver, and people are a lot less confident in the dollar. And so those things converge, and they're going to just make demand, just increase demand for silver, particularly because it's more affordable.
Yes.
And that's just how I look at it. And so one day, we're always saying that silver is going to increase in price and value, and but a lot of people like to think of that in terms of spot price. But if you look at the value of silver, it's what we're willing to pay for it. And we're at $30 silver right now. I mean, we're there. I mean, spot price doesn't have to reflect what we're paying for physical silver. So if silver ever goes up to $50, it may be because that's what we have to pay to get it. Yes. Not so much what spot price says it is.
Yeah, and we've seen a dissociation between actual physical silver, certainly with the silver eagles. We've seen a dissociation with spot price and prices that we have to pay to obtain them, and prices that, obviously, if we're paying more to obtain them, what we have to charge to resell them. So there has been a kind of a wave of months now, I would say at least 6 to 8 months, where maybe a year now, where spot price really had less of an impact on what silver is bought and sold for. It's a starting point, but it's not the point where people look at and say, well, that's the value of silver today, especially physical silver.
Right. So I mean, we're gonna get to those high valuations for silver, but it may not be the way. It may not be the way that we anticipated.
Yes.
It may be in just what it costs to get it.
And I've been saying that we've been at $25 an ounce silver for 6 months now.
That,
we've been at that point now for a while, and spot price doesn't indicate that. It's inching up to that, but will that push your premiums up? That remains to be seen.
And so, well, I think we'll end it right there. Premiums aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
But silver is still important. It's still just as important as it's always been. And just because the price changed doesn't mean that your silver is going to be any less than what it is. An ounce is always going to be an ounce. Spot price going up and down doesn't change that.
Yeah, and like I say, always deal with somebody if they're selling at a premium, they should be buying at a premium. It doesn't work both ways, or shouldn't work both ways, where somebody comes in with, a bar of silver, and the expectation is that they only get spot price for it, but when you go to buy it, you got to pay $5 or $6 over spot price to get it. Well, that shouldn't conflict with the fact that dealers should be paying to get silver, and typically they are. To get silver, they should be paying a premium. To get it, they're charging a premium to sell it. So
those are very wise words,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that, and I'm sure the viewers will appreciate that. All right, appreciate that, Phil. We'll be back to talk to you again. I'm still not sure about this bar. We'll see.
it's a neat little bar. I've
we'll
not
see.
seen
I
this
mean,
company.
maybe,
Was this Frontier?
I don't know. Maybe my viewers will see that at home in my stack, or maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
All right, well, there you have it. According to Phil, if you're buying physical silver at a premium, you should be able to sell your silver at a premium. Now, I've been in this shop when people have come in to sell their physical silver, and so he does practice what he preach. I can attest to that. Also, you can see here that I did buy that kilo poured silver bar. I don't know a whole lot about this mint or the company or the person or the people who make this. It's called Last Frontier Gold and Silver. They have a Facebook page. That's all I could find, not any other information. But it's a very nice bar. The good thing about this bar is Phil gave it to me for generic silver prices. So I got it for exactly what I would have paid for 32 ounces of generic silver. So that's a good thing. I get to stick with my plan to stay away from premium silver for a while. Also, it's the only silver that he had left. There was a run on his shop and everything was gone. By the time I got there, all of the silver he had was gone. They had bought it all. Even $200 face in constitutional silver or junk silver, one person bought it all. So that's how silver is here, at least in my neck of the woods. And so if this bar hadn't walked in, I would have left empty-handed. But this is a beautiful silver bar, as you can see here. I'm going to put this with my other silver bars. It's not vintage. You can tell it's a modern bar, but it still has those beautiful pour lines and the designs on there. I like it, so it's going to go with my other silver bars. So anyway, more good content coming up. Keep stacking. Peace.